Single motherhood. Why is single motherhood an epidemic? Why is there so many single mothers out there? You can't just blame the man for this. You can't just blame the man. Because women do the choosing. Women choose their mate. It always has been. Unless it's forced, unless it's systematic sexual assault, which it isn't, women are choosing their mate, and they always do. Always has been. It always has been the case. And more likely, women choose wrong. Not all the time, but a lot of the time they do. Think about this, right? Girls, as young girls growing up, they do not dream about being a single mother. They don't. They dream about a man, someone to marry, someone to have kids with. That's what most normal girls dream about, yeah? Maybe now it's changing. Maybe young girls now follow what they see on Instagram, maybe. Half-naked women showing their asses. Maybe that's what young girls see, and that's what they aspire to be. Single mothers, maybe. I don't know. But prior to 2000, anyway, the year 2000, prior to the year 2000 onwards, before that, I know for a fact, most young girls did not dream or aspire to be a single mother, and aspire to be masculine. I'm both mummy and daddy. That is just nonsense. When it comes to relationships and marriage, who initiates the divorce normally? It's normally the women. Women are home wreckers, and they wreck their own home. They do. I've heard it, I've seen it so many times, and it keeps repeating, and it keeps repeating, and it keeps repeating. Women wreck their own homes. They'll have it made, and they'll fuck it off, because they think the grass is greener and they can do better. It happens all the time. All the time. Women choose to be single mothers. They choose it. They choose the wrong guys. And when they get the right guy, they don't want him. And then end up becoming single mothers. Then they have high expectations of what man they want next. And the men that they want don't want them, because they don't want no single mother. They want their own kids normally. And they want your time, and you can't give them your time because you've got a child to look after. You can't do this, you can't do that, because you've got responsibilities. Whereas he can go and find a single girl that hasn't got kids, that hasn't got baggage, that can do these things. So why are women surprised, single mothers surprised when they can't get a man? You have to look in the mirror. Because another common thing with single mothers, right, is that they've done all the business in the past with different guys, right? And as time progresses, they're getting older, they're panicking, they're like, shit, I need to settle down now. They get with a guy and they're not really satisfying him. But yet they did satisfy their exes, but they're not satisfying this man. I mean, I'm talking about not just sexually, but even emotionally as well. They're not doing the business. I've been in that situation myself. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Because it's not really worth it, is it? It's not really worth it. I mean, I've only been in that situation once, but nevertheless, no, it's not an attractive thing for a man. I mean, women have all these expectations of what a man should be and how tall a man should be, what a man should earn and all that. But what about yourselves? Men have expectations too. You know what I mean? And the thing is, well, this goes for all races as well, especially in the Western world when it comes to black women, white women, mixed race women, right? In my opinion, Asian women have it more together because they traditionally get married and usually stay together. I'm not saying anything's perfect with them, but they usually get married at a higher rate than at least definitely black people, and even the whites as well. They get married more, and usually their divorce rate isn't as high as well. So the reason why single motherhood is high is because women mess up their choices, try and correct it later on, and the men they want don't want them because they want their own family. Boys grow up, teenagers, yeah, we don't envision ourselves getting with a single mother with multiple kids, or even one kid. Not saying it will never happen, not saying there's exceptions, but we don't dream about that. Just like you girls don't dream about being a single mother when you grow up. It goes both ways. And women making poor ass choices of men is the reason, mainly the main reason, why single motherhood is an epidemic or a pandemic, whatever you want to say. It's ridiculous. It's getting worse and worse and worse and worse.